Hello everyone. We're going to have a fun project here. It's called the cat dog race. So we're going to race the cat against the dog to get to the red finish line. So to do that, we'll go to the Scratch website. We'll select creating, we're going to keep the cat. We're going to close the tutorial window. And then step 2 here is we're going to create the dog sprite. We're also going to choose the beach Malibu backdrop. And then on the backdrop tab, we're going to use the paint feature and we're going to draw a yellow line and a red finish line. And we're also going to reduce the size of the cat and the dog. We're also going to then create the code for the cat and the dog. And this code is very similar between the two of them. We'll start the race with the green check flag. We're going to position the cat and the dog at this certain XY coordinate, and we'll see that when we get to Scratch. And then we're forever going to change to a next costume to make it appear that the cat and the dog are moving. And we're going to move them 2 steps at a time. If they hit the edge of the screen, they're going to say, "Hello, wall," and it's going to say that for 2 seconds. And then the challenge is, how do we make the dog win every time? So that's going to be the challenge for us. So let's see how this looks in Scratch. So here we are in Scratch, and we've got the cat sprite, so that's ready to go. I'm now going to choose the dog sprite. So I'm going to choose the dog, A, B, C, D. They're alphabetically listed. There we go. Dog 2. Let's try this one. Okay, so I've got the 2 dogs. Now I'm going to reduce the size of them. So the dog sprite is highlighted here. And now I'm going to double click the size and make it 50%. And I'm going to do the same for the cat. So I'll select the cat sprite and change the size to 50%. The backdrop is going to be the beach Malibu. So I'm going to come over here and find beach Malibu. There it is. So I've got my backdrop selected over here. Then I'm going to come over here to the tabs and I'm going to select the paint where it says backdrops. And I want to make sure my line is, maybe I'll make it 5 wide. And I want to make sure the line is yellow. So I'm going to select the line and find yellow. Sometimes you got to slide these around a little bit to get to a good color scheme. Here, I'll make it a little brighter. There, that's my yellow line. And then I'm going to just click over here to close that dialog box. And now I'm going to I'm just going to drop it there. All right, so now I want a red line, so I'll just slide that over. That looks nice and red. And I'll come over here and draw a red line. Okay, I'm going to go back to my code. So I've got my backdrop with the yellow and the red lines. I'm going to select the cat sprite first, create the code for that. So that started off with the green check flag. So when checked. And then I'm going to have the starting position. So I'm going to need a go to a certain XY coordinate. So I'm going to put this right there. And what we can do is, as you move this around, what we can do is look at the XY coordinates here. So if I put the cat, you can see the cat, as the cat moves, I have different XY coordinates. So I'm going to put, that's a good spot there, I guess. So I'm going to put 184, minus 184 for X, minus 184. And the Y over here is minus 124. So I'm going to come over here and put minus 124. And that's for the cat. Okay, so now we got to move them. So I'm going to forever, so I'll grab the forever block. And I'm going to change, the next thing I'm going to do is change the costume to make it look like they're running. So I'm going to go to the looks and take the next costume, put that there. And then I'm going to move them 2 steps. So there's the move block. Now I'm going to double click and type in 2. And now comes a little tricky because the cat's going to move all the time. But what's going to happen when it hits the wall? So we need an if. If then. Now there's a couple of ifs here. This is the one that we want. If, I'm going to put that right there. If we're touching the wall. So that's under motion again. And I can scroll down the edge. Oh, that's a sensing. Let's go to sensing. Here we go. If we're touching, notice there's a little, it says mouse pointer. Well, there's a little down arrow. So I'm going to put the edge. So now, and I'm going to put this, watch carefully. I'm going to drag this and I'm going to put it in the if. So if we're touching the edge, then I want to say hello. So I'll go to looks and I'm going to say here, say hello for 2 seconds. Well, let's see if this works. There's the cat. And it's getting close to the edge. Watch what happens. Boom, it says hello. All right, so that works. So let's stop. And I'll put the cat back. Okay, now we're going to do the same for the dog. But let me show you a trick. If I click on the dog sprite, there's no code here. Only the cat sprite has the code. Well, the dog sprite is going to use the same code. So I'm dragging. And see how the dog sprite kind of highlights? I'm going to let go. So the cat sprite still has the code, but if I click on the dog also has the code. Let me select the equal sign that puts it right in the middle. So the dog code was copied from the cat, but the dog I want to start up here, and that's minus 186 and minus 29. So I'm going to change this to minus 186, and this one is going to go minus 29. So that's where the dog is located. So now when I hit the green flag, there they go. They're going at the same time now, and they're both going to hit the edge, about the same. So how can we make the dog go faster? Well, here it says move 2 steps. Let's say I move 4 steps. And then see the dog going faster because it's moving almost twice as fast as the cat. So here's what I'd like you to do. Create this code, and you can change these number of steps right here for the cat or the dog and see how it works. And then when you hit the stop button, they stop. And when you hit the green flag again, they initialize to their starting position. So you don't always have to drag them back every time. Okay, kids, have fun.